is there still a good movie here with these 28 names?
Yeah, this is a great movie with just this cast. Mine and a lot of people's probably investment comes from putting the X-Men in it.
Everyone who knows all 28 of these people, we're going to go to the movie anyway.
Yeah.
But Marvel needs the people who maybe only know 6 of these people to come see this movie.
And this is what they kind of wanted. They want, when every time they say we want people to do less homework, bring in the X-Men, put in Fantastic Four, and just being like, okay, there's only 5 characters that they kind of might not know.
Of these 28 characters, which one screams homework the most to you?
That's not fair, because you know who I'm gonna say, and I respect her and I love her in all my way. As soon as that chair came up, everyone got silent.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. Avengers Doomsday is wrapped, and those lucky crew members got a gift of a tote bag with a grid of characters that will be in this movie, giving us our first looks at what Cyclops will look like in this film. But does that mean this is it? This is everybody? If this is it, please let me know. If this is Doomsday, make it snow. Hey, it's Christmas.
It's Christmas somewhere, except for here on the Sneak Peek, where we venture into the future of fandom with your hosts, Jessica Clemons and Erik Voss.
And Erik Voss will soon be replaced for having these strokes mid-recording. I just tried to rhyme, and this is why I can never do musical improv, and I shouldn't do any improv here on New Rockstars. Big mistake. What we're talking about today is, like, we can identify this grid of everybody who seems to be in Avengers Doomsday. And we're doing, we always do this. We broke down a cake for Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. There was a wrap party cake.
Yeah.
And I did a video breaking it down. And I feel like it's an important tradition we have here at New Rockstars. When there is like merch that's given out to the cast and crew for these movies, I love to analyze it. And we got this tote bag, and people were over the weekend trying to identify everyone in the tote bag. And they're like, who's that little blonde girl in the lower left corner? I'm like, it's not a blonde girl. It's Franklin Richards with his long curly blonde hair. But like Cyclops looks like both James Marsden and the animated series and comic Cyclops with like the blue spandex with the yellow buckle belt. Yeah. He looks amazing. Charles Xavier's wearing, looks like a blue jacket with the red X on there. Kurt Wagner, Nightcrawler's got his like almost like a rogue-esque, you could say, silver streak in his hair because Alan Cumming has to have a bit of flair, one would say. Namor's got whatever this is, an interesting high collar jacket. Mystique is wearing the white version of the suit. Bryan Singer never let her wear white. It was always like just nude or nothing, I guess. So Mystique kind of looks like she does from the animated series. This all looks incredible, but if this is all they allowed them to put on the tote bag, does this mean this is all we're going to get?
I like it's that meme that's like, I hope you're excited for nothing.
The Nathan Fielder.
Yeah, the Nathan Fielder one.
Or really, is Wong somewhere off camera saying, you wanted more? Are we being ungrateful for not having more?
No, I think they're used to, first off, I think these are probably the ones, they have to put the X-Men on there, of course. They did put a lot of the people that are on the chairs 100%. If not all of them. Are all the people from the chairs on there?
Pretty much, yes. Yeah, I think they're all there.
Yeah, it makes sense that they would go with everyone that's on the chairs. Also because they know that these wrap gifts still get out there. Whether it's a photo or someone reselling them, they always make their way to our eyes eventually. So they're probably like, we want to keep the ones that we want to stay hidden.
And we can confirm, because there was 27 names and there are 28 here. Yeah. The 28th is Franklin Richards.
Okay, cool.
We don't know. Do we still not know who that actor was in the post-credit scene? It's weird. He has lines.
Franklin Richards?
Yeah, the little boy in the post-credit scene, the baby. Well, we know Ada Scott played the baby, but the 5-year-old version of Franklin Richards.
Are people looking for a 5-year-old baby actor? They're like looking for his name?
I just kind of want to know who's credited. It's because it's interesting. Sometimes you see them, they played a baby in an episode of something. It's just kind of interesting to know.
Maybe they're like, it's a baby. We don't want to air it out right now.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's someone who got a speaking line in a movie and didn't, like the baby who played the baby Franklin Richards gets credited, but not the boy who was speaking.
That baby
lines.
was in the entire movie.
I'm telling you, that boy, 6 years from now, his parents are going to want to fill out that IMDb and make sure he's credited. He will be in Doomsday. We'll know by the time the Doomsday full cast is announced. So I guess the question here is, when they're putting together crew gifts like this, and they have these tote bags, is there someone at Marvel Studios who's like, just here's the list of approved names you can put on anything?
Yeah, 100%. There's a list of people that get approved for what they can use in TV shows and movies too. So it makes sense that for even as far as wrap gifts that get out there and they resell, they're like, you can only use these ones.
So do they resell them?
Yeah, have you not seen them on I don't know how quick they get yanked down, but there's some that are still up for sale. I remember the She-Hulk ones were up for sale because I was like about to buy it.
I only know my wife used to work for Pixar, and they would get some pretty interesting wrap gifts, but we'd always keep them. Like I think she worked on Luca, and they got this cool like I don't know, it was like a tote bag or a jacket or something like
cute.
that. It's just very cool.
At Bob's Burgers, you get, I think everyone gets this, but I might be wrong. Maybe it was just us. You get a jacket with your name on it, and then on the inside in a burger, it says crew. And then every year you get a pin for Bob's Burgers and you attach it to your jacket. And I was like, you can't really sell that one because it has your name on it. They'll figure it out really quick. But yeah, they give cool, I think all shows give pretty cool ones unless you're on some shows that like to send you a giant clock with like the name of the show in the middle of it. And you go, where the hell am I going to put this up? No one reads analog anymore. That was me on Saved by the Bell.
Well, that was also Wiccan and Agatha all along. He couldn't figure out an analog clock. He's like, what is 2 o'clock?
He was like, what does that mean? Well, also, it has the Saved by the Bell 70s letters, and it's what my house, my apartment. You think that's my vibe? That's my aesthetic? Sorry, guys, I'm hating on this. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. But no, it definitely has to go through legal. They have to be like, these are the ones you can, and it's not even legal. It's like the lore person probably is like, or not only the lore person, it's probably Feige too, being like, just show these ones.
Yeah.
Just these ones.
Well, I'm asking this question also to, because we do try to manage our expectations. We don't want to get too carried away with a theory and expectation game. We've learned that lesson plenty of times before. Is there still a good movie here with these 28 names?
Yeah, there's still more people. I think there's still people to come. And if they do a second round of chairs, they clearly didn't want to show off immediately. They can still do that second round of chairs. This is a great movie with just this cast. Yeah. I'm 100% invested because of this cast. And I think mine and a lot of people's probably investment comes from putting the X-Men in it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm completely invested.
But it's interesting, like Ruffalo is not here. Like, because Hulk hasn't been confirmed yet for it.
Yeah.
Peter Parker, not on this bag. So it makes me think, like, even though Chris Evans has done this thing where he's like, I'm not going to be in the movie. I'm not going to be in the movie. And, you can decide whether or not you think he will be. We do still kind of feel like Ruffalo and Holland will show up, right? And maybe they're just waiting until the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Brand New Day to say whatever that involvement will be, and then we'll get a second tote bag where it's just their faces.
I don't think they're going to make another round of totes, unfortunately, with their faces.
I honestly think what we're going to see is I don't think we're going to get a second round of set chairs. I don't think
too late.
It's too late. They're not going to announce it that way. And I think this will be the main cast. And then we'll have like a supplementary cast who have lesser screen time, but might still show up in specific scenes. But like these 28 people are going to be the ones that are forming the groups that are driving the plot forward.
Yeah,
and then people like Ruffalo and Holland, if they do show up in it, will just be like in a sequence here, but then they'll leave the film and come back in Secret Wars or something like that.
I think that's fine.
So it does make me now rethink the structure of the film. Because before we were thinking like, hey, maybe when we do go to the X-Men universe, we'll look over and see Wanda Maximoff and Polaris and Quicksilver there too. Maybe not, though, now. Is there still a version? I'm thinking of like 2 different versions of the movie. One, the version we were just talking about, where these 3 or 4 groups are all chasing each other, fighting with each other, whatever it is. And then you have like peripheral characters who show up as first scene and then leave. And are easy to kind of like separate them out from tote bag considerations like this. The other version of it is more of an integrated movie in the way that like we do have characters that are just in the scenes with these other ones, but they're just being very careful about tote bags like this and only I feel like it'd be harder to keep those secrets if like everybody is in scenes with each other. Like if Robert Downey Jr. is in a scene with Chris Evans and Haley Atwell, or if there is a scene where like people we do know, including Pedro Pascal and Channing Tatum and James Marsden, are going to be sharing scenes with a mixture of people that are confirmed and people who are not yet confirmed, like Tom Holland and Ruffalo and all these guys. Like at some point, we're going to see photos with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about this last time where we were like, it's probably going to be a one-off that they say these one lines or something and then they just kind of disappear. Like if we do see Wanda and Pietro and Magneto together, it's going to be like a one-off little thing that maybe even like if they are on Genosha, there's like a record of like, how is it going over there from the X-Mansion? It's great. Beep. And then we'd never see Wanda and Pietro again.
Yeah. Or they really separated out doing the green screen thing.
Yeah.
That's my hope that they didn't do that. I think because actors like Tom Holland and even Chris Evans and Mark Ruffalo, they benefit from being in the same room as everyone. So if it's going to be a scene that's clearly shot on a green screen where Ian McKellen had no idea who he was talking to, and then they composite it in later, we're going to see it.
I just think it's impossible with that many people in the cast, like with their schedules too. Like I think they try really hard to make sure a lot of their group scenes are together, but there are definitely going to be scenes that they're spliced in. Like there's one that's too much of a stacked cast that's too busy to be like doing that shit, especially if they shifted their dates. Oh my God. I just doubt that we're going to see. And if that thing is true, that 2 people had to be shot separately on set, we're going to be seeing that a lot, I think. I think
they have gotten really good at masking their productions. I mean, it is crazy that this movie wrapped. We didn't know until after it wrapped, until we saw these crew photos going around. And yes, there were some drone shots of like parts of the exterior set, but at no point did we see Downey. At no point do we see Hemsworth or, I mean, we knew from they were in Bahrain because they were taking these like resort photos, but we didn't see them, even for Endgame, we did see Downey on a set and an exterior set. So does that mean like this movie's like 80%, if not more, shot on a soundstage or shot on a canopied set?
Yes.
Have they must have just
also because they're all using their powers, so you can't be just rigging people out in the middle of nowhere all the time. That's so much money to spend to rig everyone that can fly multiple times outside. Like that has to happen on the soundstage if they're using their abilities.
So does that mean there will be an exterior set that, if you look closely, will kind of look like the street from Deadpool and Wolverine, and will kind of look like Yancey Street from Fantastic Four First Steps? Yeah. It'll be fun now to watch trailers and be like, Yancey Street.
Remember, didn't they say, was it Doomsday that they said that they used some of the Fantastic Four set for?
They did.
So it's like, we're going to see some of those sets at least.
And they might even have like the Times Square set that has that platform where they tripped Galactus on.
Do you think it's going to be it has to be different ads, right? It can't be. What was the ads that we got? Was it Pizza Hut?
We got Little Caesars.
Little Caesars.
We got
the money they spent.
I know.
The money they spent for that.
I think that might be an economic reason why, is because that helped Fantastic Four make up the difference.
100.
It made an extra $200 million.
Was Little Caesars even?
Little Caesars, you see it in the movie. You see
no,
it a few
but
times.
I was gonna say, even I know it's a fictional thing, but like, is Little Caesars even that old technically? Like, if we wanted to put it in a '60s universe, is it actually from the 1960s?
That's a good question. It was Little's.
It has to be from the '80s. I know it's from the '80s, right?
1959.
Oh my God!
Was when it was founded in Garden City, Michigan.
Good for them.
I'm sure it did, because Little Caesars, doesn't it seem like kind of a Flintstones era kind of logo?
But I didn't know if it's just because the pizzas are $5.
They still are. It's the best deal.
The
hot and ready.
The hot and ready. I almost said the easy bake.
And you know what? It's good when it's hot and ready. It's still good. It's just you cannot let it sit longer than an hour.
But that's impossible when you're playing sports and you're buying a bunch of them. I only like their like version of the square one that they have.
Oh, that's really good
that
too.
One's so good.
Yeah, the sticks, the taro sticks.
Other way, they're gonna have different ads in that space. But didn't they say it was kind of like a baseball field? Wasn't it baseball? There was like a baseball. Or am I getting it mixed up with Quiet Place?
You're right. You're right. There was rumors of a baseball park. I don't think we ever saw it.
But we never saw it.
Maybe we'll see the Mets stadium. If it's Russo's, they love the Mets.
Do you think they would? We can't shoot like the ground being ripped apart.
They could CGI that. What do you mean? Like,
I guess it
they
would just look kind of
in,
weird.
in City Park, but we saw City Field in Doomsday or in Endgame. Remember, it was empty in the opening shots of Endgame. I think the Russos love to show it because they're big Mets fans. They put a Mets pennant on Peter Parker's bedroom in Civil War, so they're gonna get. I mean, there's probably gonna have some Arrested Development Easter eggs still in there. We'll see a stair car at some point.
I hope
Tobias Funke will be running around the background of Battle World. So I want to hedge our bets going into, because at some point we're going to start seeing a lot more Doomsday Marketing. We're going into the final quarter of 2025. I don't know if they're going to have a trailer ready by like Thanksgiving or Christmas time, but we'll start seeing more announcements. They'll start doing more and more shit. From what we're hearing, they have a pretty aggressive marketing campaign ready to roll out.
Oh, we're back at Endgame. We're back at Endgame.
They have to do more. They got to do even more than they did for Endgame, because Endgame's work was done for it by Infinity War and other movies that led up to
but
it.
I'm back. I meant to say we're back in Infinity War. I'm like, I was low-key hoping I was gonna be dead by this moment, but I'm happy to be here, dude. Like the rampage that happens at those theaters during Infinity War and Endgame. The like, you're tired. No, I love to see it. I hate living it. I'm like, and it's not about going to the theaters. It's our job to cover all these things, and I'm like, it's gonna be 4 months of like me pulling my hair out and like forcing myself in my seats for 3 hours, and I'm gonna and then having to explain. This is just me ranting and raving. Me having to explain to my friends who do not understand that they love watching these movies. They're like, so who is that one again? And I'm like, shut the hell up. Go watch the breakdown. I can't do this for you again. We've done this over and over and over again. And how can you not retain the information at this point? But
there will be people asking that question for this one, because I'm telling you, people will be going into this movie without having seen Thunderbolts.
100%.
And half the cast, or like a third of the cast, will be Thunderbolts characters. We're gonna have to do like 4 different Who Is Century videos. Because people are going to be like, who is that?
And that's the thing. You guys, as the fans...
Not you
No,
watchers.
you guys watch us and you understand. And then there's different people that watch us in an extension that go, well, I only watched Agatha, which is great, but you don't know the MCU if you just watched Agatha.
And it's going to be like, great, you watched Agatha? Not relevant for this.
Not relevant at all. Not relevant
but
at all.
You should have watched it because it's that good.
My friends are the friends that love horror things, so they watched like a Werewolf
by Night.
Yeah, Werewolf by Night, and they saw all of WandaVision and all of Agatha, and then they watched Loki because they were just really interested. And now when they watch anything else, they go, well, where's Loki?
Yeah.
I'm like, he's a tree now. And they're like, well, why would they make him a tree? He's a great character. I'm like, I'm so tired of this. I'm tired of explaining this to you.
Well, that's why, as excited as I am, can you still hear me?
Can you keep that in?
Oh my God, I almost pulled a cone in and just knocked over the mic. As excited as I am about this cast, I feel like a lot of people going into the Doomsday Marketing will know who Robert Downey Jr. is and be a little confused why he's Dr. Doom now. We'll know who Chris Hemsworth is as Thor and maybe Paul Rudd. They'll know there will be some people who go into this movie and the last Marvel movie they saw was Endgame, and won't know who most of the people are. Might be like, oh right, they did a Fantastic Four. I guess the Mandalorian is now Reed Richards.
I think that at least the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, you kind of just know.
They'll know
it's
who
like
the
Spider-Man.
X-Men.
It's like you kind of just get the gist.
They'll know Patrick
but they
Stewart,
will not
Ian
know
McKellen.
Thunderbolts, and they will not. They'll be like, oh yeah, Sam Wilson is a new Captain America. Who's that other guy?
Who's Falcon? Oh, I saw him in Top Gun Maverick. But the thing is like, that's who Marvel has to sell this movie to. Everyone who knows all 28 of these people, we're going to go to the movie anyway. Yeah. But Marvel needs the people who maybe only know 6 of these people to come see this movie.
And this is what they kind of wanted. They want, when every time they say we want people to do less homework, like Doomsday is less homework in the I think the least they could have done, and the least function they could have done, bringing back according to this tote, bringing the X-Men, putting Fantastic Four, and just being like, okay, there's only 5 characters or 7 characters that they kind of might not know.
So of all the these 28 characters.
Also, I'm sorry, and they also have to have seen Wakanda Forever.
Right.
They have to have seen the second to know Namor, just to know Namor. They all know Shuri, but they don't know who Namor might be.
Yeah. I think people are more likely to have seen Black Panther Wakanda Forever than saw Thunderbolts.
Oh, 100%.
Going into
100%.
it. Of these 28 characters, which one screams homework the most to you?
That's not fair, because you know who I'm gonna say, and I respect her and I love her in all my way. As soon as that chair came up, everyone got silent. It's Hannah John.
Hannah John came in as Ghost.
100%.
We're sorry. We're sorry, Hannah, but your character.
No, I love you, Hannah. You don't understand. In Thunderbolts, you are my favorite. Like, you are me. I am Ghost. I love you so much, but it's not fair. It's not fair how they set you up like
I
this.
loved her in Thunderbolts, but I am pretty surprised that she was one of the chairs. Even now, even seeing this grid, I'm kind of like, wow, okay. Because for everything they've said, less homework, she embodies homework. Like, even going into Ant-Man the Wasp, I think people were kind of confused who she was. The movie did a poor job of explaining who she was. She disappeared from the Marvel slate for years, shows back up in Thunderbolts, and they don't even do that great of a job in Thunderbolts. They have one line to say that at some point she was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, but I guarantee you, even Marvel diehards who watched Thunderbolts were like, wait, she was in S.H.I.E.L.D.? I guarantee you a lot of you forgot that she was in S.H.I.E.L.D. for a bit.
Yeah. But she's so cool. It's the same thing.
Sure.
It's the same horrible thing that I have with like Taskmaster. I'm like, this is a cool character, and so is Ghost. but we don't know who they are. We don't know who they are.
Definitely Ghost is homework. Who else
that's
is
the
homework?
thing is everybody else in the Thunderbolts was at least, I would say
John Walker's kind of
I would say
homework.
John Walker, but it's easy to just be like, he's another one with the super soldier serum. Because there's
Kurt
7
Russell's
people.
Kid. Kurt Russell's kid.
He's also, you can just say that. And then you just go, yeah, I'm seeing
like, oh, okay,
There's
okay,
enough people in the MCU with the super soldier serum or a different variation of it that it's easy to just be like, oh, they have a version of the super soldier serum.
Because with Namor, you could be like, yeah, he was the bad guy in Black Panther too. They're like, oh, yeah. Great.
Yeah, 100.
You know, that guy. That guy.
I think it is literally just Hannah John Kamen. And you could, because
so you're allowed to have one character with homework. I mean, Sentry is kind of homework, but you could be like, he was the villain in Thunderbolts. People are like, what's Thunderbolts? And it's like, yeah, it's the one that came out. It was really, really good.
But if you heard about the premise, if you heard about the plot, even with the spoiler, you know what Sentry's capable of, right? If I had to explain the movie to someone, I'd be like, this man turns into a monster that makes all your nightmares come to life.
Yeah.
That's him. And then you go, oh, okay, got it. Now, who's that girl right there that has a gun? And can phase for 10 seconds.
Yeah. I love her power set. I mean,
love Ghost.
Doctor Doom is, people are going to be like, what homework, what can I watch? And then all of our answers will be, I have no idea. None of us know what they're doing with Doctor Doom and why it has to be Robert Downey Jr.
Just go look up Doctor Doom, because then you have to read so much stuff about Doctor Doom. Just go look him up and get a summary, and then you'll be like, I get a gist. And then you'll just go watch the movie and be like, this is not what he did in the comics.
Yelena and Red Guardian are kind of homework, just because not everyone watched Black Widow. And then the fact that Yelena showed up in Hawkeye, like going from a movie to a Disney Plus show, and those weren't all the same audiences.
So I think there's a difference between homework and like explaining their backstory and just explaining their power set. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because saying that she's a Black Widow, we all know what a Black Widow is, right?
We kind of do. She was like Natasha's sister figure.
Natasha's people. That's what she is. Like,
Another
if you
one of
explain
those.
that, you kind of get it, because there's so many of them. Same with the super soldier. There's so many of them. There's only one Ghost.
But with Ghost, you have to be like, well, Morpheus was in the MCU at some point, and then he adopted some other kid. It's not his daughter. She's the daughter of some guy who looks nothing like her.
And that's
some bald white guy who died in a quantum explosion. Technically, that's Egghead.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter.
But don't add that in there. It
Don't
won't
worry
help.
about that. And then she goes, she's homeless for a bit.
Yeah, she's on the house for a little bit. That's the thing. That's why I don't want to compare her to like the homework that it takes for Yelena and Red Guardian, is because I'm like, at least both her sides are confusing. These, at least, it's just like, if you just had to explain their power set, it's a lot easier to explain. And then you have to be like, do homework for the background. But poor Ghost is confusing all around.
But I even think,
because even when she is able to stabilize her powers, it's not really explained properly how she helped her after getting out of the quantum realm.
Like
and
Janet kind of helped heal.
And then that's all we get. And then you just kind of have to do your own math of what the science was.
Pentecostal Christian gibberish.
So
speaking in tongues.
It was Christ.
It was God healed her.
Is heaven just
Jesus
the quantum realm?
saves
The quantum
dummies.
realm? And then technically Lucifer was definitely, what's his name? But but no, like, it's just so confusing, unfortunately. They did not explain her at all. But for the second tier of homework, I would agree that Yelena and Red Guardian.
I think Red Guardian in some ways is even more confusing than Ghost. Mm-hmm. But people just kind of accept him as he is, because it's just David Harbour being a big goofy idiot. However, it is so confusing how he has like a different version of the super soldier serum. I'm saying we're not confused by this, but it is hard for us to explain to people who don't watch New Rockstars videos these characters, because in this case, he got a watered down version of the super soldier serum. He's been alive for a long time, so he kind of ages slowly.
Also, can I add to this? Before Thunderbolts came out, it was not really said that him and Bucky knew each other or knew of each other to a degree, and they were both with the Soviets.
Right.
So,
well, and even the Winter Soldier was part of Hydra, not the Soviet government, but he was in Siberia. So even that's kind of confusing. Like Dreykov, through the North Institute in Ohio, was experimenting with some mind control stuff that was originally purposed for the Winter Soldier program through Hydra, but not. And they got it when Hydra kind of fell apart. It's all super confusing. And we
didn't know, like, this didn't come up again at all, period, until Thunderbolts. Like, they talked about it in What If, but the last season of What If.
They talked about it in Black Widow, too.
But
that exposition was very confusing, and no one remembers it.
That was the first thing I asked as soon as, like, we met Red Guardian. I was like, oh, so he probably knows Bucky.
Yeah.
Or they know, like, they have some version. Like, I just wanted to know, like, to what degree was he bigger than Bucky and Bucky was bigger than him, or who used who at what time. And I was just like, and it never came back up for like a year and a half or two.
I mean, here's a simple question. How old is Alexei Shostakov?
I don't.
Is he
'Cause
40
we saw
or
him
is
in
he
that
70? Because an argument could be made for either. He was in that footage, 1981, and he looked to be at least 25 years old in 1981, which means he was born in beep bop beep boop 1956. Right? How does that make sense? And then now we're in the year 2025. So that makes him around 70 years old. Actually, no, Captain America Brave New World's in 2027. So is he
he's in the
71
future.
years
He's
old?
older than that.
Or is he like young? Was he actually just a teenager when he was waving with the Kremlin people? Like it's so he has some version of super soldier serum that allows him to age slowly, the way Bucky and Bucky never ages.
Yeah.
But Bucky still looks younger in Thunderbolts than David Harbour is.
Yeah.
Is it just because David Harbour grew out his beard for that and he's got enough gray in his beard?
Okay,
to make
wait.
him look
So
older?
is there soldier serum? It's not the same.
It's not.
Because,
It's Hydra had a more potent version of the super soldier.
And these are just the effects of how they affect people differently, because we saw like Isaiah Bradley. We saw him literally just be an old man and be like, I hate my life. And I was like, oh, that super soldier serum wasn't that great for him. So,
and this is what I'm saying. Like when Marvel, you're talking about homework, you could even watch these past things and still be confused by what these characters' backstories and power sets are. And like you're selling Doomsday basing partly it on people wanting to see David Harbour on the big screen. And if like even quote unquote experts on your cinematic universe are still a little fuzzy on all this, it's like, yeah, there were problems with this character and problems that honestly didn't manifest that much in Thunderbolts. I loved Thunderbolts. I didn't need these things about him, but like now that he's gonna be in an Avengers movie, it's different. Like different folks are going to be coming to see this movie and they kind of need to know who everyone is.
The hard part is I just don't think there's an actual way to fix this solution, because
yeah.
as long as we are still alive, we are going to be asking questions about how this, like, well, you guys implemented this in Iron Man 3. So how the hell are you guys going to implement this? And then it just reverts or it's retconned in this. Unless you restart the universe, which I'm not asking you to do. I just don't know if there's an actual, and of course they are patient like Zero for this. Like Marvel Cinematic Universe is who everyone now takes lessons from. They're like, oh, this didn't work for Marvel. Now I'm going to fix it over here in my Godzilla universe.
I think it's also just an issue where they have this issue with all the super soldiers in the MCU because they want to imply that these super soldiers have been around for decades because they love that idea for the Winter Soldier, that he was like behind Chernobyl. He was behind the Kennedy assassination. He was there for all of it. But it also just makes some really weird questions of how old they are, of like what exactly, when they got the serums. I don't think even like Feige and his execs understand really the differences between the different cocktails of super soldier serum.
No,
I don't think they do.
But I also, I mean, it doesn't hurt me too much, but I'm like, I guess it's, as long as the tad bits you keep adding to it aren't so confusing, like the like I can't drink or I can't get drunk kind of situation. I was like, oh, these are fun. It doesn't hurt. But when I'm seeing like some people die and some people live to be 180.
Yeah, some people, when they kick them, the person flies across the room.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just slide 8 feet.
Yeah. That's when I'm starting. And I guess you could just justify it by being like, oh, different serums, different tweaks.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if that's a good enough answer for me.
Well, and it even gets a little confusing in Marvel Zombies if you watch that this week with David Hart with Red Guardian. It's like at some point he gets bit, but it doesn't break the clothes. At one point he just splats somebody who was a super soldier and gets like,
Wait
and they
a
even
minute.
verified that like zombies continue, even if they're super people before they become zombies, they still retain those powers and those strengths and those agilities. Hawkeye gets even better at being an archer. Thanos, Wanda, and zombie forms get better at what they do. So why can't Steve Rogers, zombie Steve Rogers, still have enough sturdiness in his ribcage to withstand what Red Guardian did to him?
I don't care what Brad Winterbaum says. I'm not going to acknowledge this for the MCU. I can't. It will just make me.
Separate.
I can't. I personally, I'm going to be so upset because I'm like, yeah, wait a minute. What is going on?
I mean, there's all kinds of, and it's fun. I really love Marvel Zombies. Very, very much love Marvel Zombies. But there's all kinds of weird, like, why is Nova still around if Thanos has the Power Stone? Because he would have had to wreck Xandar to get that Power Stone.
If Nova left right before, well, no.
The Nova Corps is doing something important in.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So we should have said spoiler warning, but it's been out for a few days. There is.
We can bleep it.
Yeah, we can bleep it. The fact that Thanos, Zombie Thanos, has the Time Stone on his power gauntlet is a little confusing because that was in the Eye of Agamotto around Doctor Strange. And we saw him as a zombie in New York. So did Zombie Thanos go to New York first to reclaim it from that corpse or whatever was left?
Throwing it out there. Different. Maybe we just call this a different universe entirely, right? We're like, this is a different universe where, remember in Loki how they treated the time stones as literal paperweights? Oh, he just has them for fun. He picked them up off the ground. I'm gonna take the low road and assume just that and keep moving on.
It seems like they're trying to maintain the continuity of Infinity War just based off of how we see Thor show up, you know? So they're trying to say like, well, at some point he did go to Nidavellir. The Statesman was attacked by Thanos' Black Order. So Thor was beaten up. He looked pretty bruised. You know, Valkyrie and the Asgardians were headed to Earth, and that seemed to still be the case. But they do kind of pick and choose their logic. And I think it's just hard. Like, if they still want everything to connect so well to these events of the Infinity Saga, there's no one who works at Marvel who fully has a complete understanding of it.
And again, I'm not knocking them for that because that's so freaking hard. Like, I remember reading about The Punisher when I was rewatching The Punisher, and they were like, yeah, we knew what Netflix was doing. And I was like, well, then who was keeping that Bible? Like, who was keeping that lore there? Who was the one doing this? And I'm like, there's just too many moving projects, moving hands. And I understand why that'd be so hard and to find. But I think that's the thing is like, I'm not going to say the company, but I know that there's some companies that have got lore keepers that were huge major fans that were like, actually, like I remember an episode this, you can do that. I think Marvel's so afraid of hiring fans, which I get it. I completely get it. I would air out everything. Bleep it.
Yeah, I think Kevin Feige took Iman Vellani's journal of Marvel days and just burned it in front of her.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. We can all sneak in there, you guys. All of us fans, if we just take acting classes for about 4 years, we could probably get a good small role. We can infiltrate it, yeah. We can infiltrate. We just got to be sneaky about it, like Hydra, except for we're not Nazis. So hear me out.
I mean, Jess, what makes you think we haven't already been doing that?
Well, I want to be physically doing it. I don't want to keep asking people that are in there.
80% of the people who work at Marvel Studios are technically on the new Rockstars payroll. You guys thought Disney was paying us? No way. It's our nickels and dimes from YouTube, from demonetized YouTube videos that go to fund this operation.
I will say, I'm not going to say the person is because why would I do that? I'm going to message her right after this record and I'm going to be like, give me that damn tote. Give me that goddamn tote. I know she has every piece of crew merch from Marvel, and her favorite one is the Shang-Chi that got backpacks or luggage. I was like, damn. You guys get. Also, how do you guys decipher which ones get which? Because I'd rather take the luggage than a tote bag.
Oh, I'd rather have a tote.
How many totes do you have?
I'm always toting.
No, I have too many totes. I have way too many totes. I cannot do this.
I'm toting. I'm always, because, you know, when you go
when you become
with
a dad.
family, it's a dad thing. If you're going grocery shopping, if you're bringing lunch.
And you would be.
But you know what I don't have is a tiny little Trader Joe's tote that Brian has.
I'm going to steal it.
He goes to every Trader Joe's and he buys them all up.
I know, because when I get there, they're gone.
They're all
every
gone.
Time.
And it's just like a little Post-it note that says Brian was here.
Brian was here. And this is why I really hate Brian Kim.
But he's the tote bandit.
He's the tote bandit. But going back to the tote. Sorry that we went off on a rant about continuity in the MCU and how they don't want you to do homework, but then we have Ghost.
Puts Ghost on the tote.
Ghost deserves the tote. I don't care. I'm sorry. I love those powers. I'm a power person, and that power is so sick and so good for Thunderbolts. It just sucks that character is like, I don't know who she is.
If this is it, I'm satisfied. I think we'll have a few other cameos, but I can imagine a couple different really fun versions of the story where these 28 people are really driving it.
In the most respectful way, for MCU movies, are there people not in Doomsday? Movie.
Women.
Oh, okay. Well, what were the movies?
I mean, that's kind of the big issue here is there's a lot of great women in the MCU that didn't make the tote. But Ghost did, and that's what matters.
Look, it's not a competition.
Brie Larson's not there. Tiona Paris,
who
was in the post-credit scene with Beast, not there. Iman Vellani, not there.
The Marvels aren't on there.
Storm.
No Storm. But what were the movies that came out in
Elizabeth Olsen from Multiverse of Madness.
But that's one that they would always save.
Charlize Theron, not there.
Charlize should be on the tote.
Charlize should be on the tote.
Yeah, but if Doctor Strange, unfortunately, isn't on the tote, they're not going to put Charlize on the damn tote. They make them come as a pair now. Until she gets her own solo, which I don't think we're going to get unless they go back to Dormammu after Ironheart.
No Cumberbatch on the tote.
No Cumberbatch on the tote. He has a million totes.
Well, he also has a cummerbun. So he has a cummerbun. It just has all the other people on it.
We haven't had that many movies, right? It was just during the Marvels came out in November, right?
November 2023.
What came out in 2023?
Before that, we had Quantumania, and we had Guardians Volume 3.
Oh, yeah. Well, no Guardians.
Well, yeah. None of the Guardians have been on here.
Like no Chris Pratt, which is the only reason I'm surprised. No Star-Lord,
no Rocket, no Groot,
okay,
anybody.
Okay, so there's no none of that. No Quantumania. Well, we got
no Deadpool, no Wolverine.
No Deadpool, no Wolverine. Okay, they're missing a lot of movies.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'd be surprised if this was it.
I'm surprised if this is it. I guess I kind of understand where they're trying to move motions. It's not hard to like decipher where they're trying to move. If they're choosing these ones, though, out of the millions that I guess they left behind.
Well, let us know if they don't have more, if you will be staying home. That's really the question. Like, if Tom Holland is not in this movie, are you going to be like, I'll see it when it's on Disney Plus?
It says BW. I thought it said BBW, and I went, why does it say that? I was like, why would it say that? Also,
DW's on this?
No, not DW. Arthur's on. It's the fist. It's the fist meme. Wait, someone could redo this. Wait, we should make merch that's based kind of life off the tote. No, we should make merch that's based off the tote. But we should put our favorite characters on there.
Or just us?
Oh yeah, that could be. Yeah, we could just do us. Okay, sorry. We're pitching ideas that I'm sure you probably heard because this is just a pop filter, basically. This is just a little rumor. Alphaba, favorite question. I hate you. I feel like you guys should be. Shut up. Don't you save that for the breakdown. I also think. If you are disappointed that these are the people, if you didn't get Superman. Oh my God, the Diet Dr Pepper. It's killing me. If you wanted to see, if you're disappointed and you're not seeing Spider-Man, we still got Spider-Man 4. We still got a
brand new date's gonna have his own tote.
And look here, his little bandaged head will be on the cover of it and all.
Maybe this is a separate podcast. Does Spider-Man Brand New Day make more money than Avengers Doomsday in 2026 going into 2027?
I want to say outwardly no immediately, but when you think about it,
if Holland is not in Doomsday, there is a chance that Spider-Man Brand New Day could outperform.
Spider-Man will always make money. And especially as long as there's young kids on the planet and older kids and adults that love Spider-Man, it'll keep making money. And the only thing that made it better was that they're adding like Hulk and other people like Punisher into it. So it gets people from different parts of the MCU world, like fans of the MCU world.
I'm going to say it now. I think Spider-Man Brand New Day in 2026 makes $2 billion worldwide by the time it's summer's over and it closes. I think Avengers Doomsday will make 1.6
my thing is, billion. In the long run, Spider-Man. Short opening week, Doomsday. I think
opening weekend, yes. It might have a bigger opening weekend, maybe. I mean, the holidays are a time everyone goes to see, and I'm trying to think the biggest movies of all time generally were Christmas time releases.
Isn't Doomsday?
Endgame was an exception. Endgame is up there, but the Avatar movies were Christmas releases. Spider-Man No Way Home was a Christmas release, and then Titanic was a Christmas release.
James Cameron.
Ho. Maybe,
and that's the biggest ho. James Cameron, I'm on quote record saying that. I can't bet on it yet. But I want to.
I'm not a good box office prognosticator.
For these
ones, that's our buddy David over at the Direct. He's pretty good at that. Bellany at the Hollywood Report, or not anymore at the Ringer and the Puck. Yeah. He's pretty good at it. I'm not very good at it.
I would like to hear everyone else's though. Go off. Yeah. I think opening week it will definitely be Doomsday, but I think in the long run it will be Spider-Man.
Does the Odyssey beat Doomsday? Odyssey, currently the highest grossing movie of 2026. I don't think the
Odyssey is going to be Doomsday.
Currently the highest grossing.
No, that's crazy.
It is sold out.
Look, I already bought my ticket. Yeah, because I already bought my ticket.
That's right.
I already bought my ticket. So did Abby. But I don't think so. That's crazy. You think the Odyssey?
Oppenheimer made $900 million.
And I dressed up. I dressed up.
And there wasn't Tom Holland in that movie.
Ooh. That is true.
It's just going to be the question of like, who's the biggest box office star in the world? We'll find out in 2026 if it's Robert Downey Jr. or Tom Holland.
Oh, they're going to say, or Zendaya.
Or Zendaya. She's up there.
We'll see.
All right.
It's young versus old. It's young versus old. Let me tell you, I'm losing.
All right. Looking ahead to the next week on the New Rockstars Network, we'll have Jessica's breakdown of Gen V episode 5. We'll have a breakdown of Peacemaker episode 7. Peacemaker episode 6. What a doozy that was. And then the Horror Channel is officially going live on October 1st on Wednesday. You'll be able to see Jessica's video essay, a really, really cool video essay about
Jennifer's
body. So I'm really excited for you all to see that. So subscribe to the Witching Hour channel. Let's close out this episode of the Sneak Peek with what we're watching.
The way he slowly rolled in this chair and I hacked up a lung. We are 85.
we're watching Blue Bloods.
I'm watching Blue Bloods.
And 911. Oh, those medias, they're going to space.
I said, give me Angela Bassett. She's 911. I think. Let me think.
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe's 911. Mm-hmm. Which one's Angela Bassett in? I watched that one a little bit. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Woman King. I kind of want to hear from you. One battle after another.
Ooh. Yeah, I saw an early screening. It's been my favorite movie of 2025. I'm sorry, all you film nerds who have not seen the movie. Well, it's open now. You should have been able to see it as of this show. Yeah, I was able to see an early screening of it. It is awesome. Paul Thomas Anderson's latest film starring DiCaprio and Benicio del Toro is in it. Sean Penn is in it.
Tiana Taylor.
Yeah, Tiana Taylor. And then
Chase. That's the young
Chase
girl.
Infinity plays a daughter character. It is, I think it's best going into that movie without really knowing what it's about. I honestly didn't. From the opening scene, I was like, oh, this is what this movie is about. Cool. It is, it might be Paul Thomas Anderson, the director of, The Master, There Will Be Blood, Boogie Nights, Magnolia, one of the best directors ever. Now made this film that might be his most crowd-pleasing film. A lot of his movies I think they're all really good. They just sometimes appeal more to the film nerd types or people who are looking for prestige cinema. This one, I think I could really recommend to like relatives and roommates who don't really go for his stuff. This is like capital P
popcorn movie?
What's crazy is like
it's
going to be a divisive film. There are elements of this movie that will remind you of Black Klansman, but it is like it does it in a way that I just think is a very well-paced action movie as well. It has some of the most stunningly shot action scenes, and you'll know it when you get to that point of the movie where I'm like, this is such a simple sequence in terms of what is literally happening in the scene, but I've never seen a sequence shot this way. And it's almost dizzying when you're watching, and it's just like, I am transfixed on what is happening, and it raises the tension. It reminds me of the Steve McQueen Bullet in a lot of ways, and it's just like an incredible film, deeply resonant themes with what's happening in America right now. DiCaprio gives one of his finest performances. I think his best performance since The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I mean, if I'm looking at 2025 so far, I loved Sinners. I loved Weapons. I loved 28 Years Later. But I think of the movies I've seen so far, One Battle After Another is my favorite movie of this year.
I can't wait. I've been ready for this movie since the first trailer. As soon as it said Paul Thomas Anderson, I went, oh, I'm locked in.
He's a director. I will see anything he makes. I saw Phantom Thread. I saw, what's it called? Inherent Vice was probably my least favorite of his films. But still, I can see the artistry in it. Yeah, this is like, other than this, what would you say is like, if you were to tell people who aren't into cinema as an art form, go watch Paul Thomas Anderson and you'll like this. It's kind of hard. Boogie Nights, maybe.
I was going to say, but that's also like...
But it's also about the porn industry, so it's kind of hard to...
It's very violent, too.
And it's extremely violent, yeah.
I was going to say, but like the modern ones, because didn't he do...
Phantom Thread is just kind of it's a prestige, you know? It's just, it is an art film. All of his films are art films.
That's what I was thinking. It's kind of niche, but Licorice Pizza. That's the one I was thinking
Yeah,
of.
which is kind of a love letter to the San Fernando Valley and in a certain time.
But it's like fun, and it's definitely a movie theater movie. It's not like you can watch it at home, but it's more fun in like a movie theater.
It's kind of a coming of age, Dazed and Confused vibe.
Yeah.
But this is like One Battle After Another is like a movie. It feels like Big Lebowski meets Black Klansman.
I'm so excited.
And it's
so funny because that trailer looks so funny, but then it's like I can't wait to see this movie.
It's a very funny movie, but it is like it'll break your heart in a lot of ways, and it is kind of scary. It's a very tense movie that definitely grounds you in what's happening in America right now.
I didn't see is it Eddington?
I haven't seen Eddington yet. I heard good things about it.
Oh, okay. I heard only kind of bad things. Maybe I have the bad friend takes or bad from your bad friends. My bad friends. But
I didn't come to your birthday party. Here's how I felt about a movie.
Yeah. To be fair, from the trailers, I don't know what either of these two movies are about. Period.
Yeah, the trailer for One Battle After Another does not explain what type of movie it is.
But what I'm hearing from One Battle After Another is kind of what I was kind of expecting from Eddington, especially from their promotional videos. In the press and whoever's sawing a mill in the kitchen, but
it's just DiCaprio.
But I literally was like, oh, maybe I will get what I wanted from Eddington out of One Battle After Another. And I've always, as soon as I heard Regina was getting in a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and it was Paul Thomas Anderson, I was like, thank God.
We're talking about Regina from, Girls Trip, from Scary Movie. She's
Scary Movie.
So good in this movie.
I love her. I've loved her my entire life. I was like, I need her in more things. Yeah. And then when I heard about the movie, I was like, I'm in it. I'm in it.
I think you're really going to like it when you see it. And I hope this movie is kind of like one of these, the way Oppenheimer was a prestige movie that made close to $1 billion. I hope this becomes Paul Thomas Anderson's highest grossing film. I think it will be. I think this is the way that The Wolf of Wall Street was Scorsese's highest grossing movie, made a lot of money. I think this could make that kind of money.
Yes, baby.
It's just so watchable. It's 2 hours, 50 minutes, but it is so watchable. And it will be divisive. I think there will be some people who are offended by this movie. But honestly, ultimately, when you watch it, its values are in the right place.
I've seen a lot of critics on Instagram immediately post their screening of it and be like, we're back. Like this, I'm in it.
So that is what I was watching this week. Were you watching anything fun?
No, I was like, I just wanted to hear about One Battle After Another.
Oh, okay.
I literally have been ready for this movie. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy it's getting good reviews.
Maybe we'll break it down on New Rockstars. I think it'd be kind of outside of our normal. War. That's right. We did do Civil War. We did Rebel Ridge. Oh, and I feel like this movie has a lot of things in common with those movies. So maybe we will. If it ends up becoming the phenomenon of this fall. Yeah.
I hope.
Potentially.
Come on, you guys. Go see Paul Thomas Anderson.
Go see it. Oh, it'd be fun to break down Paul Thomas Anderson. I mean,
Paul Thomas Anderson would be great.
We broke down Oppenheimer, and that's like, but it is Christopher Nolan, and weirdly, Christopher Nolan, for being a Batman director, is kind of like,
I think he just has his cult, and we are a part of it.
Yeah. I guess if there's a lot of overlap with PTA and Christopher Nolan. I saw someone going around on Twitter like, I can't believe people are so surprised that Paul Thomas Anderson can direct great action. This was a guy who directed Alien versus Predator, and it's like, does this guy not know that was not Paul Thomas Anderson? That was Paul W.S. Anderson?
I was about to say, Paul Thomas Anderson did AVP. I was like, that's kind of crazy.
No, it's a different director who's done a bunch of it's not, Paul W.S. Anderson's not the worst director. He's
no, but to see Paul Thomas Anderson go to AVP, I'd been like, whoa, why did he do that?
No.
In the middle of his career?
We're talking Paul Thomas Anderson, P.T. Anderson, who directed Punch Drunk Love.
Oh, yeah, Punch Drunk Love.
So that was what the New York Times listed as the highest ranked Paul Thomas Anderson
everyone
movie.
has seen Punch Drunk Love.
But I was just surprised. That is kind of like, so far, I think, what is the most crowd-friendly Paul Thomas Anderson movie versus, but I just think Boogie Nights is such a watchable film.
And everyone, that's the film we've seen. Everybody has to see that movie. Everyone has to see that one. But Punch Drunk Love as like just a blanket, it makes sense.
I just think There Will Be Blood is his finest work and remains his finest work. But for a lot of people, it's just, it's not their speed of a movie.
I think there's a big blanket of people that do love that movie, and then there's some that will prefer like his other one compared to that one.
I just love There Will Be Blood.
No, it's a great movie.
It's so good. It's one of the 2007 hits.
2007.
Best year. But it is not, weirdly, I think I prefer Zodiac. I will always watch Zodiac several times a year.
I have not watched Zodiac. I haven't watched Zodiac that much. I know that people love Zodiac. When it was on the New York Times 100, whatever, I was like, yeah, I guess.
I think Zodiac and There Will Be Blood were in my top. But honestly, now I think One Battle After Another would be in my top 10 from this century. It's...
Damn.
But
let me see that movie.
is it better than Oppenheimer? Is it better than Interstellar?
I
don't know.
assume it is better than Oppenheimer.
It's not better than There Will Be Blood, but some people will say it is. It's not good. I have officially overhyped it. So
no, I'm
done
excited.
it.
And I've
I
seen
went and
critics
did
talk
it.
about it too. So I'm very excited. And I've been egging you on because I'm like, I want to see it. I want it to be great.
Yeah. Well, let us know in the comments below if you were one of the lucky few to go see it this weekend. Hopefully there was a lucky many of you who saw it this weekend. Comment down below with your thoughts and whether you want more people to be in Avengers Doomsday and what number subscriber you were to the Witching Hour.
Yeah.
You better subscribe.
You better subscribe. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
I didn't get a harumph.
Harumph.
All right. Follow Jessica at Lulu _Clemons. Follow me at EA Voss. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.